Hey everyone, welcome to EDTalks. And this is my friend Chi Lei. Chi, welcome to EDTalks.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, this is great. Who would have known when we first met one another? Do you remember what year that was?
I think must be 10 years ago.
Yeah, at least 10 years. I think it might be more. When did you graduate from TCU?
Wow, that's like way back when.
Right, because that's when we met. You were
Yeah.
just graduating with your MBA?
No, bachelor degree.
Bachelor's.
Yes. So I graduated from TCU in 2010 with a degree in Management Information Systems. And yeah, I got my MBA in later years
Okay,
at UBC in Vancouver, Canada.
awesome. So that means we met each other in 2010, about the
Yeah.
time you were graduating.
Yeah.
So I was on the advisory board for the business school, and you had heard that I was coming to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And so you asked the person in charge, one of the professors, if you could come because you had an interest in healthcare.
Yes.
And so I said, yeah, of course. And that's when I first met you. And then afterwards, we talked. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I remember you greeted me on my first day working in the data center. That was great. And I actually got hired by Crystal back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was the manager at the data center.
Yeah, that's an interesting story, too, because Crystal had an art degree and she ended up being the best data center manager ever. So it's not about the degree.
Yeah.
It's about the attitude. It's the heart. But you fast forwarded a little too quickly. We met at that. I gave that lecture to the business school and you asked me, how do I get into healthcare? And so I said, look, sometimes you got to work your way from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I had done. Started as a janitor and you had a degree, but because you didn't have the healthcare experience, which is a fallacy that you need healthcare experience, but that was the case. So I suggested that you take any job that you can get and start at the ground level, but someone will notice you and you will be elevated. So yeah, so tell us what happened. What was your career path from there at Texas Health? So you started in the data center. What happened next?
Yeah, I'm so glad that I took your advice 10 or 15 years ago. And yeah, I started working at Texas Health Resources as a data analyst first. And then I moved to in the same organization into the IT process management team. And I stayed with Texas Health for 7 years. That was great. A lot of, helpful people and supportive managers and teams that I worked with. And later on, I kind of like take on some interest in creative work. So I also was like freelancing for graphic design, and it sparked an interest in, using marketing to help grow healthcare organizations.
Yeah. And yeah. So that took off. So after you left sort of this healthcare IT track, it was really marketing that you really sort of aspired to do more in. So tell us about that journey.
Yeah. So, like with marketing, a lot of people think it's like building something beautiful, but it's a lot more than that. To me, it's a combination of arts and science. And it's basically or exactly what I'm interested in, because it has like a flavor of technology.
Yeah.
But also you need to use or leverage technology to build something beautiful, to craft the perfect message, to grow any kind of organizations. And because I have that initial interest in healthcare for a long time, it becomes a niche to the agency that I'm running right now.
Yeah. So you became an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And so you tell us a little bit about your agency.
Yeah, so I started Marble Mountains Media 10 years ago. A year ago.
Yeah. How time flies. It feels like 10 years.
Yeah, so many things happening. So honestly, at the beginning, I did not really have healthcare at the focus, but I know that I want to have a niche. I want to have a focus in the agency because I know it's easier or it's more efficient to scale, but also we will be able to provide more tailored value to any kind of clients in the same niche and industry. And a few contracts started is also coming from my friends in the MBA program. One is also in skincare and wellness industry. And then you reached out, right, to ask for help to support Sims MedSpa,
Yes.
Run by your wife, Dr. Simran. And from there, just like started to coming back to that initial interest that I have with healthcare. And I really enjoy working in this industry.
Yeah. No, you did doing such a fabulous job working with Simran. that I noticed that, and I was thinking about my own business. And so people always tell me, I get compliments all the time. Ed, your marketing is so good. It's so on point. And how do you do it all? And so I'm revealing the secret. It isn't me, and I'm not doing it all. But gee, you've done a fabulous job. I can't tell you how many people talk about the great things that you've done for me. So I just wanted to highlight you and say thank you, for all you've done to help me grow my business, which allows me to serve my customers who ultimately help save people's lives.
Thank you so much, Ed. And like working with you is such a privilege because I would say that from knowing you from so long ago, your superpower is connecting good people.
Yeah.
Like even with the Speakeasy events that we are here to this week in Nashville, like you bring good people, very impactful, but people with conscious feelings or values together in a room, and naturally just ideas are flowing. So one, just to be able to witness that, and two, to use marketing to amplify the value that you bring to other organizations, and eventually, like you said, saving lives. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be able to work with you.
Yeah, likewise. Feelings are mutual. Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? I helped you maybe 15 years ago when you were a student, and today, 15 years later, you're helping me. So, gee, thank you for being on guest on EDTalks.